How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to a brand new video. In this one, I'm talking about how everything you know about social media marketing is completely wrong. I'm going to straighten out some false beliefs that you have that will allow you to move forward much quicker in this industry without wasting your time over stupid, hurdles you have to jump and breaking through all these crazy walls that a lot of people have to break through. Just going to clear the air and make it super simple for you in this video. Let's go ahead and get into it. So here's what a lot of people do when they first get into social media marketing. They think that they have to know everything. They think that they have to understand how the internet works at like a core level. They think they have to know how to code. Maybe they have to know how to like make websites. They think they have to know all this crazy stuff. They think they have to know how to market any and all businesses. They think they need to understand everything about business. Like, no, it is so much more simple than a lot of the things that you might think are problems. A lot of the things that people think are holding them back from starting a social media marketing agency in reality aren't holding them back at all, and they just have the wrong view of social media marketing. And so I'm going to clear the air and help you understand exactly what social media marketing is and how everything you know about it is completely wrong. So first thing that's completely wrong about social media marketing that a lot of people talk about and is actually completely wrong is that you have to know a bunch of stuff. And let me dive into this point. So what I mean is, if all you did was run Google ads for chiropractic service businesses, people who pop people's backs and stuff, then you could have within a year and a half, if you knew what you were doing, a 6-figure business under your belt, right? If all you did was run one specific service for one specific kind of company, you would have a legitimate company in a very short amount of time, and it wouldn't take you very long at all to do it. Right? So that's the first thing. People think you have to know how to run Facebook ads. You have to know how to run Instagram ads. You have to know how to use all those platforms. You have to know Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. You have to know how to build websites. You have to know how to do all this crazy. You really don't. You seriously don't. And frankly, you are doing yourself a service, and you'll make a whole lot more money if you specialize and you just do one specific thing for one kind of person. It's just a basic law of economics. Specialization is where the money's at. The people who focus on one specific thing are the people who make the most amount of money. If you focus on a bunch of different ways to solve problems and a bunch of different problems, then you're not going to niche down and not going to be able to scale. If you focus on one problem and one way of solving it, then it gets really easy to scale, because at that point, you can hire people in, get softwares going, whatever, and you can build a legitimate business. So you're actually helping yourself if you only stick to one thing. For example, back when I did wedding photography, there's different types of weddings, right? You got like bohemian style weddings, you got like vintage weddings, you got like whatever, you got all kinds of different weddings. And this is like an industry that I know in the back of my head now because I used to do it. And what I learned really quickly was if I specialized with one specific style of photography and one specific kind of photo, and if you're not in the wedding industry, you have no idea what I'm talking about. You think a wedding photographer is just a wedding photographer, but there are different types of photographers with different types of styles, and it's a whole industry, right? And so with that being said, I decided I'm going to stick to one kind of photography, one kind of style. I went for this hipstery film sort of thing going on, and I got way more bookings after about 4 or 5 months of specializing in just that specific kind of photography, because people knew what they were getting and they knew exactly where their money was going to, and they had a vision in their head of what they wanted, and I delivered that vision, right? And so I encourage you to do the same thing with your marketing agency as I'm doing with mine right now. I only focus on, I would say, 2 specific niches with some outliers, and frankly, I'd like to get to a point where I only do one niche in one specific service for them. And I'll share in another video soon exactly what I do, how I get the clients, etc., so you actually know exactly how I do that. But for example, here's what you don't want to do. You don't want to do, I only do Facebook ads, but I do Facebook ads for chiropractors, personal brands, e-commerce, courses, whatever. Like, I do, that's not a niche. A niche is a specific kind of person with a specific kind of problem, and your service is just a way to solve the problem. A niche is not a service. A niche is a problem. So if you find a specific kind of problem and then you have a specific kind of service that fixes it, then you can scale. That's when you begin to have a lot of results, and you can scale very quickly, and you may make a whole lot more money doing that. And frankly, you can charge a lot more for one client because you know exactly what you're doing, and you can get them results over and over again, instead of trying to figure out new clients over and over again and trying to, have 1,000 meetings with the client to figure them out. At some point, you have to just pick one niche, pick one service, pick one problem, pick one service, and stick to that. That's your niche. You go, right? So that's the first thing that I train all my viewers on this channel, all my students on, is like, just pick one thing and don't overthink it and just stick to that one thing. It's so much easier if you just do one simple thing. Next, I want to talk about building systems to get people in the door and to get them into your business. So a lot of people think that in order to get a social media marketing client, they have to go back and forth over email 1,000 times and they have to have a bunch of meetings and all this stuff. No. Especially if you have one specific problem with one kind of business owner and a specific way of solving it, then you can scale the sales process for that. So let's say you have 3 clients in a niche, and those clients are paying you $2,500 a month, right? Making $7,500 a month in revenue. Take some of that revenue and outsource it to a salesperson, right? And give it to a salesperson to actually go out and sell the service for you. That's what I'm doing right now. I have a salesperson who's being paid from my company bank account. Every time he sends us a lead and we close him, he gets paid. It's commission based. Once he starts to do a certain level of work, I'm going to start to pay him a monthly recurring fee, even if he doesn't deliver for us, just to keep him motivated. But he doesn't know that. If you're watching this, hello, Caden. You're going to be paid a monthly fee if you send us enough leads. But that being said, you want to get systems in place. You want to start building an actual business that works underneath you so that you're not a freelancer. Highly, highly, highly recommend you read a book called The Emyth. I think it's The Emyth Revisited is the copy that I have, and it essentially talks about there's business owners, entrepreneurs, and freelancers. A lot of people in this space teach you how to be a freelancer. They don't teach you how to be a business owner. They teach you how to even be an entrepreneur, but they don't teach you how to be a business owner, right? And I think the difference is business owner creates something underneath them that works for them. Entrepreneur is always working on that thing, and then I think freelancer is they just do one, like they are their whole business. They're like a they run the entire business themselves, and they take on clients and they service them themselves. They do all the work themselves, and you want to avoid that as quickly as possible. You don't want to be a freelancer. You want to be a business owner. You want to be someone that's building systems underneath you that work for you. Another example of this is I actually partnered recently with someone who runs a local real estate, he's just super networked in the local real estate game, and as well, I think he contributes to a real estate magazine locally and all this stuff, and he's just really networked in. And I said, how would you like to be on the partner program for COA, City on a Hill Marketing, which is my marketing agency, right? And I told him, if we can get you on the referral program, we'll happily pay you a percentage of every single lead that you send us and every single one that we close. And he said, absolutely, and now I've got someone working out there for me to send us leads, right? So that's where you want to go. You want to start to begin to build. Once you prove out a problem and a service for the solution to that problem, then you can begin to scale. You can get people sending you leads. You can get people working for you as you go forward, right? So I just want to make that clear. That's really what people are getting wrong. They think that all it's about is just cold calling, then doing the work yourself, and you don't have to hustle that hard. Frankly, I'm willing to turn off a little bit of revenue while I build systems so that we can, in the future, have much larger revenue, right? And that's where I'm at right now. It's the stage that I'm in right now. I'm making a little less money than I'm used to, but I'm putting in systems, I'm hiring salespeople, getting referral partners, building my personal brand, all stuff like that, and I'll be making a whole lot more money very, very soon. So I hope to clarify for you some of the misconceptions that people have about social media marketing, essentially, and the main thing being the freelancer versus business owner thing. Don't be a freelancer, be a business owner, be someone that actually builds something underneath you instead of somebody who takes in work and does all the work themselves, right? So hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope this video made sense to you. If it did, and I brought you some value and I helped you out, leave a like down below. Any comments are appreciated. Supportive comments, questions, whatever it is that you have, I would love to hear from you, and I answer every single one myself. So subscribe and turn on notifications if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.